Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. In this review we will comparing two telephoto zoom lenses from Sony and Sigma. The Sony 70-300 f4.5 till 5.6 and the Sigma 100-400mm f5 till 6.3. Both lenses are very popular for Sony full-frame camera because they are very compact and they have a very good build and image quality. Both lenses share some of the same features. You can buy both for the same price for about 1000 euro. They both has image stabilization and they are weather sealed. They have also a focus hold button, an AF/MF switch, and you can adjust the focus distance with a switch as well. Of course, there are also differences between these lenses. The biggest difference is the focal length. The Sony was released in April 2016 and has a focal range of 70-300mm and a 4.3x zoom ratio. The Sigma was released at June 2020 and has a focal range of 100-400mm and a 4x zoom ratio. The aperture of the Sony changed at the following focal length. You have an f4.5 from 70-82mm, an f5 from 83-156mm and a 5.6 from 157-300mm. The aperture of the Sigma changed at following focal length. You have an f5 from 100-112mm, an f5.6 from 113-235mm and f6.3 from 236 till 400mm. Size and weight of a lens is also an important deciding factor. The Sigma is the longest of the two lenses at 197mm and it has a weight of 1135 grams. The Sony on the other hand has a length of 144mm and a weight of 854 grams, which means it is 281 grams lighter and 53mm shorter than the Sigma 100-400mm. The next big difference is the aperture. With an aperture of 4.5 till 5.6, the Sony can capture more light than the Sigma with an aperture of 5 till 6.3. This gives the Sony advantage in low light situations. The Sony also offers a better minimum focus distance of only 19 cm. The Sigma starts at 1.1 meter. But now we will come to the interesting part, the comparison of the images and videos of both lenses. As always, the pictures come directly from the camera and nothing has been correcting afterwards. Have fun! Okay, back on our side-by-side comparison. What you see here is the Sony on the left side with 70mm and the Sigma on the right side with 100mm. As always, I've used the same setting of both lenses. I've used an aperture of 7.1 and the ISO of 100. We will not compare these images now. This is only to show you the difference between 70 and 100mm, the beginning focal length of these two lenses. We will start with a comparison of 100mm at the Sony and 100mm from the Sigma. First images looks very good. The image from the Sigma is a little bit warmer here, but both are very sharp on the first look. Let's zoom on 100%. Oh yes, I think the Sigma here it's sharper. And I forgot something, I have set the focus point manually every time on each image. Oh yes, you can see it here. The Sigma is much more sharper than the Sony. Let's go to the edges. Yeah, you see it here. The Sigma lens is more sharper, it's much more contrast. But at the center, both are sharp, but the Sigma has a little bit sharper here. Let's switch to 200mm. Here again on the first look I can't see any difference instead of the warmer colors here on the Sigma lens. Let's zoom in. Okay, on 200mm the Sigma is a little bit sharper again, but that it's not that big difference that we have seen on 100mm. Or, oh yes, yes it is. It is the same result. See here, low contrast and sharpness here on the Sony lens on the edges, and full sharpness here on the Sigma. This is unbelievable. But again, let's go to the middle. In the middle, both are very sharp. Yes, both are sharp. I have to go to 200% to see something. Yes, the exact same sharpness here. Now on the middle, same result. On the edges, the Sigma, the better one. Let's go on 300mm. Okay, on the first look, again, the same result. Both looks good. And on the mid frame, the Sigma a little bit sharper, but not that much. The edges, okay, here, oh, beginning of the softness here on the Sony lens. You see here much more contrast, and it's wow. No words. This Sigma lens is blowing the Sony lens here away on the edges. Wow, excellent sharpness on the Sigma lens. What you see here is the difference between the Sony 300mm and the Sigma 400mm. I will zoom in just to show you the image quality on the longest focal length. And here again the same result. The Sigma much more sharper than the Sony. The edges, wow, wow, look at this. The sharpness of the Sigma on the edges. Excellent sharpness and contrast of the Sigma. Let's switch to on the portrait comparison. This is a portrait that I took on 100mm with each lens. This is just to show you the difference between the bokehs. What you see here is a portrait comparison with a focal length of 300 of each lens with some bokeh balls in the background. In this image comparison, I've set the aperture on the lowest part. That means you have here on the Sony lens an aperture of 5.6 and on the Sigma lens aperture of 6.3. What you see here is that the Sony bokeh balls has some onion rings here and they are not that round. And on the Sigma lens, very nice bokeh balls, and on the edges they are much more rounder than the Sony. I've set here the focus point on the eye here. Let's zoom in. Yeah, both are sharp, but again, the Sigma lens is again sharper, but here not that much. But a little bit sharper than the Sony. Now you see here on the right side the Sigma with a focal length of 400mm, and now you see that the bokeh balls has changed a little bit. On 300mm there was much more rounder than now. Now it looks like a little bit more than the Sony bokeh balls here. But we don't have these onion rings that the Sony lens has now on these bokeh balls. Let's zoom in to see the sharpness. And again, nearly the same, but yeah, it's difficult to say which is sharper now, but maybe the Sigma has a little bit more contrast here. Yes, the Sigma is sharper, see it here, but not that much. Okay, on the next minutes you will see the autofocus test and the video zoom test. See you later. Welcome back. As you have seen, both lenses have a very good image quality and it's very difficult for me to decide which lens is the better one. Both lenses have their pros and cons. With the lower weight, the shorter length and the better aperture, the Sony offers a very good overall package. On the other hand, the Sigma also offers 100mm more focal length, which gives you a big advantage in wildlife photography. It provides a constant sharp image from the middle to the edges, it is 4 years younger, and it also offers a compact and lightweight design for this focal length range. To be honest, I think I would prefer the Sigma. The larger size bothers me a bit, but the extra 100mm is important to me and I just love the Sigma's sharpness. What is your opinion of these two lenses? Please write your thoughts in the comments. It would be very interesting to read your point of view. If you like this test, I would be appreciated if you can leave a like and subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions, please write them in the comments down below. I will try to answer everyone. See you next time.